And we're live.
Hello, everyone.
Surprise!
Yes.
No intro.
Oh, yes. It's we're behind. We're just behind. We're slow.
We're slow today.
We need to be on the slow bus today. So we've got a fun time for you tonight. Kind of want to walk you down memory lane from last week's festival. And let you know what's coming up in the near to immediate future. So why don't you play that intro and we can get into it?
Play the intro.
You know, the intro part.
I know. We didn't say hello, Bigfoot enthusiast. Scott here from Squatch America.
And Hannah, domestic goddess, chief cook, and doggy mama in the paddy wagon.
Oh my gosh, we were muted the whole time, I think.
What?
I think the audio was muted. So I think the audio was muted the whole time, was it? Oh my gosh.
Okay. Could you guys hear any of that? Please let us know. Someone put something in the chat that might suggest that you could hear us the whole time we were diatribing there.
About being late. Oh.
Oh, I'm blaming the heat. We got heat stroke. Oh, they heard. We're good.
Heard, yes,
okay,
good.
Heat stroke on the brain, I think. Yesterday it was 100, and today I think it topped out at 101. And
yeah,
by that
so
time,
you people in Texas, I know, blah, blah, blah.
blah, blah. It's not here. I mean, you know what? Last weekend, it was brilliant because we had the festival and it was a balmy, like 80 degrees, 85 tops. It was perfect. But anyway, so what are we talking? We're still trying to figure everything out here. What are we talking about tonight?
If I'm frantically clicking, I'm trying to get through the slides. Oh, you didn't supposed to see that. Okay. We're talking about what...
I know, Donna. 60s here. Someone back in Millinocket texted me today and said, yeah, it's like 70 here. I said, thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate you empathizing with my poor sweating body.
Yeah.
Makes me want to move to Maine tomorrow. All right. So, well, let's say hello. We've got Donna and Dale and Squatching Cowboys with us. Ben and look who's here.
Hey, Galen.
Galen's here and Samantha's here. Raptor and Renee and
Scott says it's 110.
Samantha's cat is with us. Scott Gold. I saw some other people up here. No, I did not. Okay. Yeah, I got Renee. So anyway, it's just the normal peanut gallery. Yes.
Oh, well, yeah, I know it's warm and I hope you can hear us well, but we're not turning the AC off for an hour. It's just not going to happen. Well, tonight we want to talk about all the stuff we found or what happened at the Blue Mountain Bigfoot Fest.
Hey, lot, good to see ya.
It was a lot of work. Of course, as you know, it was us. We put that fest on. That's us doing everything. And
I do want to shout out.
Yes.
I want to shout out Christy Backlund, who was our vendor and park coordinator. She literally is the only reason that we could have an actual festival. We can put a dinner together, but a whole festival, that is all Christy. And she did an amazing job. Don Endicott helped us secure facilities for the VIP dinner.
And he's sitting in our booth to give us breaks all day.
Yes, I got to go potty multiple times throughout the day. It was phenomenal. Who else am I shouting out? Travel Baker County did a lot on the Facebook advertising end, and they made sure it was all over town. The Ison House Bed and Brew, they housed our guests for us. We had 3 amazing sponsors, Les Schwab Tire here in Baker City, and the A-Frame RV Park, and also Pete Swiger's Country Financial. They all pitched money in to make this festival happen.
Oh, and Brandon.
And
Squatch Prince.
Squatch Prince, yes. Yeah. He was also a sponsor. And so honestly, and then finally, I don't want to have these people miss out, but Baker County's Transient Lodging Tax Committee, They're the ones who manage all the taxes that come in from visitors. They threw in a truckload of money, and without the sponsors and that TLT grant, this festival would not have happened. So we've got a lot of people to thank, as well as our special guests that were there. So you'll see them later, though.
Yep. So you guys ready? You ready to see what happened? We had a lot of fun.
Gosh, you're annoying.
Oh, thank you. That's what I'm here for.
I know. You do it so well.
All righty. So here's what we found. Do you believe we're at episode 132?
That's almost 3 solid years.
3 solid years of doing this.
Of course, we had a downtime in 2020 where we just about gave up everything, but we finally got our butts back together and did the things.
So I want to thank everybody who showed up to our dinner, which should be, there we go. We had a pretty good turnout at the VIP dinner. That's where you got to sit down and eat and meet and greet all our special guests for the evening. We want to thank the Elks Lodge for hosting us, for having us.
They were absolutely wonderful.
The local Elks Lodge. So
speaking of which,
what?
Guess who became an elk yesterday?
I did. And I like the elks, so they're awesome. So anyway, what happened is we kicked off with Jeremy Scott. Now, Jeremy, if you're watching, which I know
he probably has a show tonight.
You have a show to do yourself, but we want to thank. I've got so many compliments from the people, the guests who came and watched the show, and from our Bigfoot experts themselves, who Jeremy both did live radio interviews and stuff with, and they were just impressed with Jeremy's.
His interviewing skills are bar none. They are, he is just at the top of his interviewing game.
Right. So
all the time.
And plus he's got that radio voice and all that stuff, but he does do his show. If you can see on his shirt there, I didn't put a slide up with his logo on it, but if you ever get a chance, go to Into the Parabnormal, not paranormal, but Parabnormal.
Just look it up.
.com. Yeah, look it up.
That's actually not correct, dear.
That is his website.
That is not his website.
Okay, but look up the Parabnormal, Into the Parabnormal, and he's syndicated radio show across the nation.
You can pick his show up on any podcast service. So if you go to Apple Podcasts, Podbean, whatever, look up Into the Parabnormal with Jeremy Scott. And he has got a great show. He
does. And he doesn't just talk Bigfoot stuff. He talks everything.
If you're into weird ass shit, he's got you.
Yeah, he's got you. So, but anyway, it's just fantastic being friends with Jeremy and ours is one of the few shows he'll come do.
Yeah.
He told me that. He said.
Yep. In fact, he's already got next year's on the calendar.
Yeah.
Oh, does that mean we're doing one next year?
I have quite possibility.
Yep.
So kicked off the night with me talking about Bigfoot stuff. Yay, you've heard that before.
As you are wont to do.
As I want to do. But it was a lot of fun.
By the way, we have a question on the chat. Charles M. says that he's so jealous. One of these days he's coming. Are y'all ever coming to Texas? Lots of activity near Lake Conroe and Sam Houston National Forest. You
hang on. Hold that thought. Yep. All right. So then we had Todd Neese, a wonderful guest.
That is a great expression you captured.
I didn't do that.
Oh, that's Katie. That is brilliant.
But
he kind of looks.
We actually even hired a photographer to photograph this whole thing, and this is one of Katie's pictures. So,
he kind of looks like the principal on Saved by the Bell from the 90s.
He does. So anyway, he talked about his experiences, some of the new stuff that he's coming up with, the experiments, and he talked about if you don't know, he was super good friends and went out squatching with Peter Byrne a lot, and he's he and Peter Byrne were really close. In fact, he's got a little clip he played that Peter Byrne recorded for him. It was the last thing Peter Byrne recorded before he died. It was only like a few weeks before he died, and Peter had recorded this for Todd, and he played that, and of course, tears in his eyes the whole time, and it was really, really cool. But he also talked about another thing of his that he just got. He got the Squatch bicycle, and he brought it to the show, and everybody got to see the new Squatching bicycle. This actually was created by Doug Hychek. In fact, he's even got Doug's signature. Doug Hychek signed it.
And I guess the cool thing about this is that it has cameras all the way around. What other squatching vehicle has cameras all the way around?
I have no idea. He's got this bicycle that's got a 50-mile range. It's got cameras. It geo-tracks where you videotape stuff. It's got this loop recorder that's recording all the time with this button you can press, and it'll lock in if you see something, like something caught something in front of you, you hit the button, it'll save that hour, but it also saved the hour before, so you don't miss anything. And it's even got a matching water bottle.
Man, I need a matching water bottle.
I know, but he was really proud of that. But I had to rub it in his face. I go, "Have you seen my truck?" It records 24 hours too, but his is forward and back. Mine's in 360 degrees. So there's that.
Although, let's be honest, you want one of those bikes too.
What? Yeah.
Because there are places that I wouldn't want to take the truck. Not very many, but a few.
Yeah. So that's cool.
Does the bike have a 360 camera on it?
It only has forward and rear. It doesn't have side cameras. So it's looking behind it and in front of it.
We still have the coolest truck in the Squatch world.
Yeah. So anyway, and then, of course, Michael Freeman got up and talked all about the Freeman, his book, and his dad. It's really, really... I don't know it's like touching to me to be able to have this guy up here, because I was always admired Paul Freeman and the Freeman film and all the casts that came out of the Blue Mountains, because that was where I grew up, was right there. And to have his son, on stage talking about my dad did this, my dad, and it's just fantastic. And to have him, because his dad was ruthlessly discredited in the 90s by ABC News, and the Forest Service tried to shut him down. Because
he may have been one of the very first victims of cancel culture. Yeah,
he was. And I like that Michael's like, oh yeah, well, here's the new evidence that backs what my dad did, blah, blah, blah. And it's awesome to hear that. So that's pretty awesome. And then we did this Q&A, which we had a lot of questions from the audience.
I have just one thing to say about that picture.
What?
Bachelor number 1. Bachelor number 2.
Yeah.
Tell me that doesn't look like a scene from the dating game.
Yeah.
I was so tired at this point, I had to do something to stay awake. Because I had been up, I think I'd gotten up at like 4:30 that morning. And we got going, and I'd been decorating all day, getting ready for the dinner, and I was just I didn't even need any alcohol. I was just absolutely plastered from fatigue. And so by the time this happened, I was like something to stay awake. So Christy and I sat there and poked fun at you the whole time.
But we also had fun.
Yes, we had a great time.
We had a great time. And then we didn't get out of there till
10 o'clock.
It was like 10 o'clock?
It was 10 o'clock.
That we got cleaned up and got out of there. And then we had to be back in the park like at 6 in the morning. So let's move on to the park and show you what else happened. We kicked it off with Jeremy Scott opening up everything, and Hannah being silly. with their gangster
Do
hat
you
on.
know what we were doing there? We were giving the prize to the 5K winner.
Yes,
Do we want to say what happened?
No. Okay, so the young man, wonderful guy, who won the 5K race that started early in the morning. In fact, we want to thank the Fallen Outdoors folks who came and just took over and just ran it, and they did the thing.
Yes.
And but he ran it so hard, he was going to win, and he won. I don't know what his time was.
He's 21 years old versus like 50-year-olds who didn't care.
Yeah.
They just came for the good time.
So he came in and he exhausted himself so much he was throwing up
on the stage.
On the stage, it was horrible. But anyway.
I was like, "What do you do with that? Where your prize winner is puking on stage in front of you?" He's like, and he's so young, and I'm so old. It's like I feel like a mama. He obviously didn't want a mama. It was weird, awkward. Anyway.
Hi, Michael. Glad you could join us. We had a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
So
anyway, and that was the awesome t-shirt I had made for all of the 5K participants.
There we go. We had a tremendous amount of really cool vendors show up.
Yep. I am not getting a tattoo on my face or anywhere else for that matter.
Their gangster hat.
I'm a chicken.
So, and then we want to thank the Fallen Outdoors Team Morgan who showed up, who helped us with the 5K. They had their booth set up, and they shared what they do with veterans, because we're part of the Fallen Outdoors also. And we just got all the paperwork stuff done for, all the liability, blah, blah, blah.
So we can actually start taking that.
All the legal stuff.
Yeah, we can start taking servicemen and veterans out without risking ourselves because everything is a lawsuit anymore,
Yeah, so we're going to be able to do that.
Sam said that her favorite moment was when the little kid told his Bigfoot story.
Oh, yeah, and we did the Q&A. In fact, this is him right here with my laser pointer. Get my fancy laser pointer, this young man right here.
Oh, he's so cute. I never get to watch anything that goes on at these because I'm always at the booth.
I know when we did the Q&A, and then we did actually Jeremy did his show live on stage. That was fun. Across the nation, live on the air. It's kind of cool. It's kind of interesting for the audience, I thought, to be able to sit there and watch them interview, Todd and Michael, but they had to stop for commercials and, because they had to do all the radio breaks, and so you get to see kind of what goes on behind the radio station, behind the scenes during the radio show. That was a lot of fun. So that was fun. This little guy got up when we did a town hall meeting, which was also on the air with Jeremy at the same time. And he got up and told his Bigfoot experience, and he was awesome. It was just awesome. So we got to take pictures with him.
He's adorable.
So
he's so freaking cute. What's his name? Where is he from? He needs to be an honorary member.
He does.
Anyway.
I'll have to go back and look.
Okay.
But here's the deal. One of the best things I like about doing these festivals is people coming up and telling me their Bigfoot stories. And I know we got a lot of them. And I kick myself, and I don't know what happened, but there was a gentleman brought a cast in, and he was showing it to Michael Freeman. Did you take a picture of it by chance, Michael, if you're still here? I hope you did, because I was running to do something on stage, and when the guy was there talking to Michael, they hollered at me. I saw the cast. I just got a glimpse of it when I was headed to do something that I had to get done. And then as soon as I was done with that, I went back, and he was gone. So I didn't get to see the cast, but I hope you got a picture of it, because I'd love to take a look at it. I did not. Oh no.
Well, if that mysterious cast bearer happens to be listening,
Yeah.
please contact us. Please.
Please, I'd love to.
SquatchAmerica@gmail.com. Yes, Michael Freeman is in the house.
Yes, Michael Freeman himself is in the house. Yep. Yep. I can go back to his picture. This guy is here. Yep.
All right. Hey, Michael, type the name of your book in and put a link in where people can buy it.
You can get it on Amazon. I know that.
Well, I know that, but Michael's right there. Yeah. Go to Amazon. You can go to Hanger, blah, blah, blah.
Hanger blow.
I don't know. Hanger 51.
No.
I don't know. Amazon's good. Well, they're not good, but
Yeah.
Amazon's sufficient. How about that? Yeah. Renee, do we ever use a voice recorder while they tell their stories? Do you know we have many voice recorders? Do we ever actually strategically use them?
Very rarely do I think to turn it on. There's sometimes when people come up and they tell me they got their story, and I got time and my brain's working, I will click the record. I don't like stealth recording people, so I ask them, and a lot of times people don't want to be recorded. But there is one gentleman that I'm connecting with that I'm going to hook up with this week sometime before we leave, who wants to sit down and have me just record his story. He didn't want to give it to me in public there, but he said it would be all right if we get together and we meet up somewhere and let me record it and so that I'm working on right now. I got his card in my wallet, so I'm going to be contacting him really shortly before we take
Renee,
off.
there are so many things that would help and so many things that we don't think of in the moment.
Yeah. And
Like cameras, voice recorders, notebooks.
yeah, a lot of times I do have a video camera, like a surveillance camera running in the whole in our tent, so we just record everything. But like I said, this was our festival and we had to set up everything in the morning. It's like 6 o'clock in the morning. We got there and we started setting up, the banners and the stage and the sound system and our booth and all that other stuff. Well, that I didn't have time to think about putting our stuff
no
in.
brain space. So Charles, this is something that Michael addressed while he was there. He realizes that the book is pretty spendy and he did not set the price on it. It was set by his publisher. But you've got to realize in that book, if you get the hardcover version, you are getting over 200 QR codes that take you to original voice recordings by Paul Freeman, original footage. You are getting so much in that book, more than just a book. There is a Kindle version available. So if you want to download the ebook onto your Kindle, that is significantly less money. But whether you buy the Kindle or the hardback, it is more than a bang for your buck. It is the best bang for your buck possible. We bought the ebook only because we live in a camper and we have run out of room. We have no room for a library. How big would our library be if we bought all the cool books we want to have?
Could you type in rock?
Did you even hear the question I asked
Yes.
you? Okay.
Rock foot, Bigfoot cast.
Okay.
Oh my God! Look at that.
Would we've lost. Okay, folks, we lost him. He's gone. He's absolutely gone.
I was looking for the photo because Michael wanted me to show the photo, and I didn't take one. You give it to me. We were packing up, and it's in a bin, and I didn't have a chance to take a picture of it. And I was looking to see if there was one online.
We will show it next week.
We'll show it next week.
All right. Can we get back to
Okay.
Can we get back to what we're supposed to be doing here?
But what I do want to say is there was one gal who showed up. She was at the dinner the night before, and she came the next morning after the dinner. Before she came to the festival in the morning, she got up early. She went up to a place where we go squatching a lot called Mount Ireland in the Blues here, and she came in our booth and she goes, I found some footprints this morning. I'm like, what? So there's a Bigfoot report for you. They found the footprints this morning. Now,
And before you show those,
yeah.
you've only got 3 slides left and we've got 34 minutes left to go. So why don't we take a break?
Oh, we got to do the break thing
Yes, we do.
because we got to make $1.
Well, actually, we do.
Yeah. So
We absolutely need to make $1 or more. So what are you going to show them? As we travel and search for Bigfoot, we use a lot of equipment that uses the internet to operate. Also, in our town hall meetings and live streams, we need a reliable connection. We use Nomad Internet. There's a link and discount code below, so join us and have internet access on the go.
all righty.
Now, so why do we need to make a buck? Other than, like food and normal daily life. I think Charles hit the nail on the head earlier when he said, are y'all ever coming to Texas? We've promised that so many times.
We have.
Ever since we left Texas back in 2021, it's like, we are coming back to you, sweet Texas. Now Texas is saying, I'll believe it when I see it, honey.
Yeah.
But tell them, should we tell them what our plans are? Shall we tell them what our plans are?
Yeah. Okay.
Do
Go.
we dare tell them? Because we've told them what our plans are. Then we have to come back a few weeks later and say, the plan changes on the daily.
So,
But here's what we got right now.
yeah, these are the plans. We have to go to Liberty, Washington next week for the
Pacific Northwest Mining Festival.
I got a thing for that. So if you want to catch us there.
Here we go. The Pacific Northwest Miners Rally, a rendezvous of Northwest mining districts, August 25, 26, 27 in historic Liberty, Washington.
If you need the exact address, you don't know where Liberty, just Google Liberty, Washington. When you drive in the town, you will find us because there's only like 4 buildings in the entire town.
It's kind of like Sumter.
Yeah, you won't.
You can't miss
it.
All right. So we have that. And then we are taking 2 weeks off at the end of August and the beginning of September. I don't know if we're going to go live then, but we will be taking 2 weeks off just to take a breather on the Oregon coast.
Well, kind of on the Oregon coast.
Yeah, we're going to be on the Oregon coast.
We'll be in Bend. That's not.
No, we're going to the Oregon coast after
Oh,
Liberty.
that's right. I forgot. Yep. Okay.
We're going to take a breather. We're going camping with some friends. They will remain nameless at present, but we may tell you later who they are. Anyway, and then after that, we are coming back to La Grande, Oregon, to do the fall Seeking Bigfoot train out of Elgin on September 9th.
Mm-hmm.
And at that point, our official summer of Bigfoot is over. And then begins the autumn of Bigfoot.
The autumn of Bigfoot.
Yes.
Which we were going to go spend a couple weeks in Bend.
Yes, that's where we're spending some time in Bend.
Because we're going to be doing some follow-up research on those rock things that we've talked about many times before. So we're going to go back into that area for a couple weeks and do some actual squatching. You'll get to see some of our...
So Scott Goebel, we're coming for you.
So we're going to be doing some... I'll get you some dates, Scott. So we're going to be doing that follow-up so we can get some more footage for our Footprint Fridays for us actually going out Bigfooting, not just doing Bigfoot festivals. And then after that...
So here's the problem, folks. As a Bigfooter, everyone wants to see all the fun Bigfooting video footage where you're going out there, you're doing the work. But much like the little red hen who said, who wants to come help me, plant the corn and raise the corn and tend the garden and all that. And we don't want to do that. We just want to eat the bread. Same thing happens in the Bigfooting world. Everyone wants to watch us, but somehow we got to raise money to go out and do that. And until we hit 10,000 subs and YouTube is sending us that monthly check, we're going to have to do festivals. So it's kind of a catch-22.
It is.
Yeah. Donna says, talk in her town is that a woman put her house on the market because Bigfoot was looking in her window. We got to go to Vermont.
We got to go to Vermont.
That's next year.
You got to buy that house. Okay.
I would buy that house.
Hey, you two, see, here we go.
Here it comes. Are we going to the Skagit Squatch Fest in Skagit County, Washington at the end of September?
No.
No.
I wish we could, but we can't be everywhere. End of September, we got to actually go out and do bigfooting in Central Oregon. And then after that, we are headed south. Guaranteed, for reals. We are not going to slow down. We are going to.
If we have to go beg on the corner, you know, hey, trying to get to Alamogordo.
So the first place we're going is Alamogordo, New Mexico. Believe it or not, there's Bigfoot in Alamogordo, New Mexico.
And we will be squatching with Jesus.
Yeah. Jesus Payan, Bigfooter, out of
Alamogordo,
New Mexico.
Raptor, Michael Freeman. Yes, Michael Freeman is Paul Freeman's son.
Yes.
Absolutely. In fact,
he's the guy in the chat is Paul Freeman's son, Michael Freeman. Yes. Okay. So
Squatching Cowboy, thanks for the plug. 24 watch, actually 28 watching and only 10 likes. Go smash that like button.
Boom. Okay. And subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything. In fact, in case you didn't know this, if you're watching this video and you want to subscribe, it doesn't cost you anything. Just click subscribe and that helps us out. So please do that.
However, you can also, for $1.99 a month, join our channel.
You can do that too.
Does it get you anything awesome?
And Hannah didn't silence her phone.
Well, it's just going to have to ring.
Or she can't even reach it. So anyway, there's that. So we're going to go to Alamogordo. And then we are beating feet from there. We're going to go spend a couple nights in Roswell, New Mexico.
To look for aliens.
Because we got to drive through Roswell, and you might as well just do that. We're going to spend a couple nights in Roswell, see if we can find out where the aliens dropped the Bigfoot off. And then, just kidding.
And then after that,
we are headed to Texas. We are going to be in Lake Whitney area. We're going to be in Lake Tawakoni area. We're spending like 21 days at Lake Whitney, 21 days in Tawakoni.
Which is our favorite town in Texas, and the name just
Emory.
Yes, Emory. I would move to Emory tomorrow.
Okay.
I would, or Maine, either or.
Then we are headed for 21 days into Conroe. Lake Conroe.
You betcha. So Charles, we're coming towards you.
Yep.
We love that whole part of the country. And
so
we just said, yes, Conroe.
Yep. Charles M., we are going to Lake Conroe. We will be actually the campground we stay at is the 1,000 Trails there in Lake Conroe.
Which is in Willis.
We'll be in Willis, Texas for 21 days. So yes. we'll let people know. If you don't know, go to our website, squatchamerica.com, sign up for the newsletter, for the email on the email list that pops up every time you go in. In fact, it pops up twice and we can't figure out how to make it quit doing that. But we've tried. But sign up for the newsletter and we will send a newsletter out weekly. And we're going to say, this is where we're going to be. If anybody wants to go squatching with us or if you want to meet up with us, email us.
So are you lying to me, Cowboy? Did the feed store in Emory close or not? For real? Now I don't know if you're telling me the truth.
I hope not.
Well, as long as Rika's Rise and Shine is still there, I'll be good.
Yeah, if the coffee shop's still open, the hardware store, and
the pub,
the
bar and grill that handed us the paper towels for napkins.
Yeah,
that was awesome. Totally our people.
With the cowboy dance floor.
Yeah,
I forgot the name of that one, but it's cool.
All right. So, and in Willis, home of now then that name left my head. Bubba T's Cajun Kitchen, and I can't wait to get back there because I can get my Cajun on. Because in case you didn't know, Cajun,
that I got Cajun blood running through my veins. Yep.
All right. So I bet they want to see those footprints.
I bet you want to see those footprints. So here's the story.
We go to Mount Ireland a few months ago and get nothing.
Yeah, but you never know. It's like
it's a crapshoot every time.
So here's the deal. She was driving. She drove through the tunnel. She looked down and she's like, "Oh crap! I just drove over a Bigfoot print." After the water splashed up and came back down, and she was so upset at herself. But here's the footprint. There's a couple different photos of it. She had drove right over that footprint.
You could see the last 3 toes.
Yeah, and she's guessing it was about 18 inches. It was big. And
Renee, I'm going to say something out loud. Renee, y'all got to stop scheduling class reunions for when we're gone.
I don't know where we're going to be September 16th.
We're going to be in Boise.
We'll be in Boise. We might be able to come over for a reunion in Imbler. Is it in Imbler, Renee? Go ahead. Okay, so there it is. And also, she did find another one up the road a little ways off the track. There it is.
That is some footprint.
And what was really weird is...
Could that one possibly be a bear print?
I'm not I don't know about that one.
That's looking bearish to me.
It kind of is. But if it's down here, I would have to get a close look at it. But I'm pretty certain that this one wasn't. There's no claw marks. There's no claw ticks.
The shape
up here.
is wrong.
And it's long, but she drove over half of it here, so that sucked. But what was really interesting is like there's this, it's like something mad, and this could have been an elk. No, elk don't really do that. Went up this trail here and just shredded all the trees on the way, like was knocking them down. It is so weird. And there's some piles. Not that I'm a big tree structure guy, but it was really interesting that something just drove up this trail, just breaking trees off. That's something you don't see every day. See, this tree is snapped off right there, and it's laying on the ground right there. And if you look closely, these are still green, the trees that were broken off. And it wasn't snowfall breaking them off in the middle of August.
There is that.
There's that. So
no, even up at Mount Ireland, it was like 95 degrees. So no snow.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's awesome. We are also we're hoping to get back up there too, because that's where this area is where our Nutella trap is, and we haven't got up there to check it. Hopefully we can run up.
No.
If we didn't have truck repairs,
darn ball joints.
I got to change the ball joint in my truck before we can drive it much further. So, and we're doing that this weekend. But because I don't take stuff to shops, by the way. Not when your son's
the best diesel mechanic in the country.
Yeah,
quite literally.
Quite literally, he's won awards. So,
could it have been a deer or elk that pushed those over?
Not snapping trees off like that. Elk don't do that.
Could it have been a bear?
Could have been a bear pushing all the trees over on a trail. I don't know. I'd have to go look at it to see if this is twisted or just broken off. But I don't have a close-up photo of it.
It's hard to do anything with the picture.
Yeah.
So let's talk about, Scott said no to the bear, I think. Or, I don't know.
Let me try something here and see if I can do this on the fly. I might just screw the whole world up, but we'll try. Oh, that's the wrong one.
You're already screwing the whole world up. No.
All right, so I'm doing...
He's trying to edit photo before your very eyes while you're trying to edit photos. So if this is kind of how the next 12 months is going to look for us. So we're wintering down south. And then when it gets too warm down there, probably about March, we're going to start working our way back north. March or April, we'll start working our way.
If we don't have to come in January.
It's possible that we'll come back in January. Not sure with that. But if we don't come back in January, then we're going to we'll start in like March or April, working our way back north, go through Utah, Colorado, because we have 2 festivals booked for Oregon next July. One in Oak Ridge and one in Glide. And then after Glide in July, we are hightailing it east to Bangor, Maine.
Mm-hmm.
And how long we stay there is undetermined at this point.
All right, there's a zoom in on the broken tree. It's definitely broken. It's not cut, I can tell you that much.
It doesn't really look twisted. It looks snapped.
It looks snapped off, but what can snap it? It takes a lot of force to snap a tree off. And at that height, bears, when they push stuff, it ends up more like what you're seeing down here, bent over on the ground, because they just put their paws up and push on it. This would have to be pulled on one way and then push the other to snap it off there. You know what I'm saying? If you just push on a tree, it's gonna bend over from the roots down here and snap off, not halfway up the freaking tree.
Yeah,
something has to hold that in place while the top is snapped off of it.
Yeah, that's not something an elk can do.
Yeah.
I checked, elk and deer do not have opposable thumbs. So.
Yeah, and like I said, like you can see on the rest of these trees that happened here, Uncle Bone says it looks like it was scraped by horns. I mean, we do have some monster elk up here, to be honest with you. Big old Roosevelt elk, and they are huge. But these ones don't look like they're scraped either, though. And I don't know what piles the brush up on top of each other. Elk don't do that either. But
so
it does. You're right. I see where it looks like it was scraped right here.
I thought that was where it was kind of torn off, but
that might have been bark torn off when it broke. But it does look kind of scraped.
Anyway,
right
it's
a mystery.
Yes. So Dale, just to give you guys. Okay, so Raptor says that he lived in Manitou Springs, Colorado. He's seen black bears do this and cougars to scratch their back or get some food off. It's possible. We got cougars up here and we got black bears.
Got them both.
That's why I said maybe a bear could go through and do that.
Yeah. But I'm pretty sure that footprint is not a bear print.
That second footprint I'm thinking was a bear print.
So Hannah's saying...
Not that one. This one. I think that's a bear print. That looks very bear.
It does look very bear printish right there.
Yeah, because that whole circular pad there, that's not Bigfoot.
Right. What she's talking about is this right here.
Yeah.
And unless this is the heel down here, but I can't really tell. No, but this looks very bearish right there. That does.
And even if you thought that was a heel, that could be a double step.
Yep.
So.
But this here is definitely not a bear. Bears don't have toes. They have pads. And this has got all 5. Looks like one of them squished up a little bit because of the slide on the ground.
Yep, Scott said that's a bear print. What I said.
Yeah.
So I wanted to talk directly to Dale and Denise. We are going to Bangor, Maine, because their eldest daughter, Courtney, and this is a long time coming for her. She has landed a true knight in shining armor, and they are getting married next August.
Oh, it's going to be a fairy tale.
It's going to be a beautiful wedding, and I have got to drop 40 pounds for that wedding because Anyway, it's going to be wonderful. And honestly, here's the deal to our main peeps. I think we're looking at spending some time with all of y'all in Maine. And we may bounce around from Thousand Trails to Thousand Trails in Maine and Massachusetts for months. We don't know yet, but that's kind of what we're thinking. Mm-hmm. I miss Maine. I still watch real estate videos.
So I'm with Raptor. or I'm with Lockbeard. It's mountain giants.
Yes.
Are those like the trolls?
Or
Could be trolls. Yeah.
Are mountain giants the fee fi fo fum giants?
I don't know.
Fee fi fo fum. I smell the blood of an Englishman.
No, but I'm fairly certain that this one's is very squatchy to me. And if you don't know the history of Mount Ireland, it goes way back. I mean, years and years and years of Bigfoot sightings up there. It's probably as hot as D-Deck Springs, believe it or not, but it just never got famous. Because I know a lot of researchers that used to research up in the area. I have a stump. There's a stump that has fingerprints on it that was twisted off.
Yeah, you can see the twist.
You can see the handprint on the tree and the top twisted off. You can see the limb was, or the tree with the twist marks as it was twisted off in it. And if you ever want to see that, go to Cliff Barrickman's Museum in Boring, Oregon, and it is on display there. And that came from Mount Ireland, right here where she found these footprints. And that's where we got that tree, and then we sent it to Cliff for his museum. So
okay, well, we got 12 minutes.
okay. Yeah, Don Fuller said a stop in Vermont.
I'm thinking yes.
Yes. I think there's 1,000 trails in Vermont too. So
if we
we got to see Don and Donna.
Don and Donna and Dale and Denise and
all our East Coast people. I think
all our New England people.
Yeah, there's another one. Who's the other?
Scott Dunbar, who's not on tonight.
Yeah, Scott Dunbar.
Scott and Else Dunbar.
Yeah.
Yep. And and wait, where is what's his name? Where is Armand? Is he in New Hampshire?
I don't know where Armand's at anymore. He was in Rhode Island, but
we were such a bunch there.
I know. So yeah, we're gonna go to Vermont and do that. And where is
Donna? Where's your store?
Well, yeah, I know where that's at. I don't know where Raptor's from, and I don't know where. Who's the other guy? Flat Rock. He's not on here. Occasionally he's on, but I think Squatch and Cowboy knows where Flat Rock lives. I don't know what state he's in, but we
I do get to this winter. I do get to go to Florida for a few days. I get to go to West Palm Beach for a few days for doings.
Yep. For her job.
Yep. So still trying to find out whether I can take a +1.
But that would include flying, and I don't do that anymore.
All right. Well, I think
because if you haven't watched the news, there's people who aren't real people on airplanes now.
What? Armand is in Bahaba for the summer. We've stayed in Bahaba.
We're going to be in Bar Harbor, actually.
Hi, Ryan. Ryan Amundsen is a friend of Don Endicott. Well, welcome.
Hi, Ryan.
Don is one of our favorite people. Make sure you like and subscribe and become one of us.
In fact, we're going to be with him tomorrow, Don Endicott.
Yes.
So for those of you who don't know, when I had my Bigfoot sighting, Don Endicott, who was mentioned in the chat there, was the gentleman who was with me. And he's my eyewitness backup to our sighting.
Probably one of our biggest supporters. So, Hey, Raptor, you're all good. You know what? It's really easy to get caught up in the emotion of wanting something to be something. And so, we've got to surround ourselves not with yes people, but with people who can maintain objectivity.
Absolutely. So anyway. And you wouldn't believe how many times I have not cast prints like, oh, that can't be. So I just didn't do it. And I kicked myself. There's a lot of times I have dismiss things I probably should not have, just out of hand, just out of caution. So I always try to figure out what it's not. You gotta go through what it's not.
Rule out anything that it could possibly be. And
Okay, Uncle Bone said Flat Rock's in Missouri, he thinks.
No, he's in Alabama.
Alabama. Flat Rock. He's in Alabama.
Flat Rock is right here.
So we're actually headed to Alabama too.
Hey, Flat Rock, are you in a dry county or a wet county? Because that will determine where we go.
Where was that? Where's the place we stay in?
Hidden Cove.
Hidden Cove.
In
but
Arley.
Arley. That's where we usually go camping.
That's dry as prohibition can possibly be.
Yeah. So yeah, we're up in Arley, Alabama a lot. So
not a lot.
Not a lot.
They've got that awesome shrine there.
But when we go there, when we go to Alabama, usually we stay in Arley, Alabama. So
yeah. So anyway, we are at the end. This is it. We got nothing more for you tonight.
So any questions about
any of this?
Anything? So how many people would even want to meet up with us when we get to some places? And not just meet up. I don't mind. We do meet up with people and have coffee all the time. I want to go out in the woods with you.
That sounded vaguely ominous.
Yeah, it did. Dun, dun, dun. You may not make it back. No, but no, we want to hear your Bigfoot stories and actually go check out your spots.
It's exactly what we did with Janice a few months ago.
Yep.
Her brother had some stuff, and as soon as the snow melted, we went out with Janice and we found it.
Yeah, Charles Amson, the crazy lady on the plane from Texas. That's what I was talking about. You probably don't even know the story, do you? You don't keep up with
that one.
Modern memes.
That one.
That lady made them stop the plane and get off because there was somebody on that plane that wasn't real. It was a lizard person. So that's why I don't fly anymore. There's aliens.
They all want to go out with us. We're so popular. We're like the high school quarterbacks.
And Dale said, I'll go with you. Dale, you've been out squatching with me before. So. And Ryan Emerson. And
that's Dawn's friend.
Dawn's friend. Oh, you're here in town, aren't you? Hopefully in Baker.
Flat Rock's in a wet county.
All right. Okay. So
the funniest thing that ever happened to me on our travels happened in a wet county in Alabama.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you this. It had been a long pandemic. It had been such a long pandemic. And
the galaxy far, far away. It was such a
long time ago. And we had just left this dry county in Alabama where it was like, not that we are heavy drinkers or anything like that, because we're not. But occasionally when we want something, we'd like to go to a store and get what we want. And of course, dry county, we could not get it. So anyway, finally we drive out, and our first night out, we stayed at a winery in a neighboring county, which was wet.
Mm-hmm.
And as part of our contract with the Harvest Hosts program, we can stay at a winery overnight for free, but they ask, please go in and give them some business. That makes sense, right? So, we were obviously the first people that this winery owner had seen in a very, very long time, because things were just starting to open up. And so we each went in and we bought a flight, so like 5 tastes. And that's usually pretty good for me. That's about what I can manage, because I am a lightweight. Don't manage my I don't do it well. And so I have to be careful, or else I'll be, a little loopy. Anyway, he kept talking and he kept pouring. And I asked him, do you have any food available? Because I knew if I didn't get some food in my belly, things were going to be all bad. He had oyster crackers. Well,
which you can't eat.
Guess what? I'm gluten intolerant. Guess what? I can't have oyster crackers. And so he kept pouring and we kept tasting. And about 2 hours later, it was time to leave.
Yeah.
And you can take the story from there.
Oh, so walking back to the camper, and this is the funniest thing. We walked. They had this wheelchair ramp that went out of the building down off the steps out to where our camper was.
I knew I shouldn't take the steps.
I know. So she took the wheelchair ramp. It was so funny. It looked like a ping pong ball bouncing off the railings. Ding, ding, ding on the way down. I'm like, okay, honey, let's get you
slept
bed.
really well that night.
So
really,
a couple
really
things. Charles said, I would absolutely love to see your evidence. And there's another cool thing about doing this Bigfoot thing for as long as we have and doing these festivals. Another thing is we see tons of evidence, and we've got to hang out with like Dr. Jeff and Cliff and Michael Freeman and Todd Neese, and not Todd Standing, Todd Neese. And who else might, all of them, everybody, all the cool people.
Yes, don't forget, smash that like button before you leave.
And so we've discussed evidence with a lot of people, just put it that way, and we've been able to come to our own conclusions on what is typically we can see as evidence, and we can pick out fakes. And
so yes, we want to see your evidence.
Yes, we want to see your evidence.
That's what he's getting at.
Or stuff you get fooled on, because we've been fooled.
Yes, we
have. And we've learned from our mistakes.
Yep. So Donald will meet us at the top of the Appalachian Gap. I don't know where that is, but that sounds like a climb.
I'm there.
Is it going to kick my butt like Mount Katahdin did?
Yeah, probably. But hey, I'd love the Appalachians. Okay.
All right. Well, now it is really, truly time to go. So.
Oh, we got one question for you.
Daisy's fine.
It took her about 5 minutes to get back to her routine
and knowing how to get to the peanut butter balls in the refrigerator. Yes, I make her own no-bake cookies.
Yep. So that's it.
All right. That is it for us. So please remember, as always, our job is to investigate the unexplained.
Not to explain the uninvestigated.
So thank you for being with us. You guys are just so faithful and so encouraging. Please like, subscribe. It really does help us out. Join for that $1.99 a month. Go over to see us on Patreon, patreon.com/SquatchAmerica. You can join for as little as $5 a month. And every little dollar really does help. So I want to go see Charles in Conroe.
There you go.
So anyway, yeah. So you keep watching and
we'll keep squatching. So go out and find Bigfoot.
bye.
Bye.